and Brusly. Welcome to the Monday edition of Live at Lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handgriff back from vacation. Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. The whole group back together, at least for a couple days.
For 3.5 days.
Yeah, for a few days anyway.
Yes. Hey, it's that time of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I just drove by Brusly High School, which says, "Have a great summer." You know,
Yes.
Everybody's having a great. I hope everybody's having a great summer.
How's the beach?
It's beachy. Just beachy. Yeah, it was fine. We had a nice time. Got to enjoy some time off. Got to do a lot of fun things. Spent a lot of time with the family. Was down at the beach with them, and got to hang out with some friends on the 4th of July and around that. So all of it was good. Got back into town and just kind of settled in for the golf and the tennis and the draft yesterday. Media days. Got up this morning, hit the ground running. So pretty good. What did I miss?
Another Alcaraz Center final.
I watched all of that yesterday.
Which, it was close to getting to the fifth set. I mean, it was Center's turn this time, but I mean, these two are so much better than everybody else. But Dimitrov was going to put him away, and on Monday. And, up 2 sets to none and 2-all, and it's a guy that's had a lot of injuries. And Center, it just wasn't his day. And, Charlie, I'm still trying to wrap my head around my worst handicap ever, and that was Anisimova. Now, look, when a 240 dog, loses, or 220 dog, it's no big deal. But, I mean, you talk about I didn't know there was a field rush fade in tennis. Because, or is it matchups make fights kind of deal? I mean, she's the clear number 1 player in the world is Sabalenka. She's 6-3 against her. This is no underdog, little engine that could. You're not 6-3 against the consensus number 1 player in the world if you can't play. You're not top level. And she just mentally collapsed. And with a little history of some mental struggles, depression and things like that, it was sad. I mean, it was 6-love, and it was just really. I'm trying to put my wrap, but there's no comp. I'll try to say, Ole Miss beat Georgia, and there's not many people that can do that, but then they lose to Kentucky. But that wasn't in sequence, was it? Alabama had maybe their best win of the season this year, and then threw up at Vandy the next week. We've seen this field rush fade and this. Hangover effect from emotional win. But wow, this was really something on Sunday. I mean, on Saturday rather. So,
all right. I didn't get to see that. I did get to see
you didn't miss anything.
The whole. Everybody that I talked to said that the Saturday was an awful.
People were texting me as this woman played tennis.
My tennis.
I said I think she's using the wrong hand. I don't know. I mean, it was so bad, and she smashed Sabalenka. I mean, it was just, you get what you get. So, and Sophia Tech is former number 1. She's won multiple majors, several majors, but this is by everybody's account, not by mine. This is inarguable. This is her weakest surface, and so she took care of business where the draw through fell more than favorably for her, but she was not taking any chances. So she did improve, but I think the highest seed she beat was Anisimova, was 13. Yeah. So it was a really favorable draw, but she did what nobody else could, was avoid the upsets.
A lot going on this morning. We're going to get to media days in a second. The MLB drafts kicked back up about a half hour ago, and there's been a lot on the LSU front. So the very first pick today, which is the first pick of the 4th round, Landon Hodge, catcher from California, went to the Chicago White Sox. He was an LSU signee. Once they got Omar Cerna, who pulled his name out of the draft about 10 days ago or so, whatever day it was, the odds of getting Hodge to campus weren't great, even with or without Cerna. So him going in at the top of the 4th round, not a big surprise. 6 picks later, Miguel Simi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, pitcher out of Country Day in New York. another LSU signee, went. That was pick number 111. He clocked 101 miles an hour in high school at 6'4". There wasn't much chance he was getting to campus. The one that hurts, though, and the one that they started the day hopeful that he would slide was Briggs McKenzie, the big 6'2" left-hander from North Carolina. He was sort of on the fence. I thought if they could get through the fifth round today without him going, they had a pretty good chance to get him to campus. He goes with pick number 127 to the Braves. Slot of 588. You got to figure if they took him, I just figure in the top 4 or 5 rounds, they've got an agreement before they take these guys or they pass on them. And you see some of the names from a talent standpoint that are still on the board, and you go, well, okay, that's money. And so McKenzie went in the latter portion of the 4th round to Atlanta. That one hurts. That's one of the ones that LSU was hoping to get. Yesterday, so that leaves really Marcos Paz as kind of an on-the-fence guy. Paz, a right-handed pitcher from Texas. I think they're okay there, but we'll continue to monitor this. And then over the weekend, Ricken, the big 6'5" right-hander from California, who's up at 97 miles an hour, pulled his name out of the draft, so they're going to get him. The big surprises yesterday, well, not the big surprises, but the one guy that they were hoping to get that went yesterday was Dean Moss, the outfielder from California. They were hoping that he would slide. He ended up going in the 3rd round, so got to figure that they're going to. He went at number 67, and then the one that off the current team that was a little bit of a surprise was Ethan Fry, who went 95th overall to the Astros with a slot value of over $800,000, and I'm told that the Astros are going to sweeten that pot and be a little bit over slot there, that number could touch 7 figures. So Ethan Fry, who LSU had a really nice NIL package together for, and we're hoping to get back next year, that's not going to happen. So that's kind of where we are with the draft. We got a few names left that we're watching, Paz being the most prominent of that. Could have been better, could have been worse. Kind of always, I guess, happens that way. But here early today, we were hoping that Briggs McKenzie would slide through. He did not. Also of note, local product, Luke Hill, who prepped first at Arizona State and then at Ole Miss, went with the 132nd pick. That's toward the latter end of the 4th round to the Cleveland Guardians. And right now we are in the beginning part of round 5. So that's where we at on.
Jay Johnson going to have a good roster, Ben. Don't you sweat that.
He's going to have a good roster.
He's going to have a good roster.
He's going to have a good roster.
Just how special,
Yeah. Look,
did he have a national championship roster last year? No. He had one this year.
Yeah.
So
the deal is, you knew you were going to lose a lot of these kids. There was never any chance that Quentin Young was going to come to campus or that.
Well, how many do you get? What's it cost you to sign extra and let him fall? This is the Turtle Thomas approach. You're going to sign a bunch of them. Some of them going to fall through the cracks. Sure. And
you knew that. And I would say that they've gotten 2 or 3 kids so far, with Ricken being probably the most prominent one that got to campus. Well, that's fantastic. So there's a couple of them there. They didn't do, while I was gone, and Landon Hodge, okay, it would have been nice to get him, but they got another catcher when Cerna opted out of the draft. They did not do as well in the transfer portal as I think they wanted to. I think part of that was it wasn't bad, but it wasn't quite as good. It wasn't everything that you wanted. Part of that was that they were in Omaha. The other part of it is, and this is going to come up a lot, so we just talk about it, is revenue sharing kicked in on July 1st. LSU got 2% to baseball. Is that a good number? I know it ain't what they wanted. So that tug of war is never going to stop.
What is the other sports by comparison?
Well,
which women's basketball?
Women's basketball is about twice what the but twice, and then the men's basketball program is at about 15%, which is
wow.
That's normal for what the rest
other
of the
places.
The other schools are doing. The thing is, you're not getting the return on your investment, and it's quite frankly, it's leading to the question. Football gets the big chunk. Kelly's been successful, not as successful as they want him to be, but he hasn't been a flop. Baseball has been at the elite level. Women's basketball has been at an elite level. Softball's at least in the top 15. And the men's basketball program is, going to get 15%. What kind of return on your investment are you going to get? They weren't getting enough money, but if what you're giving them is producing a 14th place team, are you getting that return on your investment? And clearly, so far, under Matt McMahon, they're not. Now, this is new revenue sharing. It's a new team. We'll see what they do. But everybody else that's getting money off the revenue share is performing at a pretty good level. Anywhere from the absolute elite baseball team wins a national championship, gymnastics in the last 8, softball in the last 16.
Which gymnastics get?
Less than
2.
Yeah, less than the 2%. All of these programs are performing at the very least, top 15 level in the country. Okay, and the men's basketball program is light years behind. So that's what you're.
I was just interested because there's LSU's fan interest. It's been shaped, because of success. I mean, people are going to follow a winner. You flip the success of the basketball and the baseball program, and it'll be completely lopsided. It'll be friends and family only at the baseball games. But that's where you are. But I was just wondering how they would divvy that up.
Yeah, and we're watching
as an athletic department.
And we're watching what the other schools are doing too. For instance, I was really interested what Brian O'Connor got to leave Virginia to go to Mississippi State. Well, the number I got, 10%.
Wow.
At Mississippi State. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you can take that money at Mississippi State. You can really make a dent.
But you know that there is a private group of baseball supporters financially here that are in place that aren't going anywhere. That Johnson has connected with.
Yes, and that now we're getting into the new NIL, the CSC, the committee that decides whether these NIL deals are legitimate or not. They have rejected roughly 60% of these deals that have been put off so far. They're going to get sued, and we'll play that game. But yes, you're right. Those boosters are still in place, and there's going to be a tug of war over money no matter what.
I just how that has any chance of standing in court where you come in and say no, this is not market value. No, the business owner determines that.
Right. Yeah, you're going to lose that one every time.
The business owner determines that. I mean, we get underpaid and overpaid every day. Right. I mean, like that's not how it works. So the business, they want to take a loss, and they don't think they're getting their money's worth. It's up to them to determine. Yeah. It's not up to some arbitrator.
The NCAA thinks it is, at least for now. But
well. The NCAA has lost in court before.
They have been routed, like Napoleon out of Moscow routed.
And this is an easy one to predict.
It really is. And Sankey talked a little bit about the bill that's up now, but it's only a bill so far. It's bipartisan, but that doesn't mean anything.
He's going Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, it was a little fun. We got a lot to talk about from what Sankey said. I want to see what you think because I know what I took away from it. Also listen to Brian Kelly this morning already. He was the first coach at the podium. Got some thoughts on that. We're here at Walk-Ons in Brusly.
Walk-Ons in Brusly, Max. This is where you come into play.
Max, go to
what makes Walk-Ons in Brusly just a little bit, besides the sort of the west side of the river athletic notables that we have in our in the back of Walk-Ons with Randall Gay and others and Tracy Porter and all that. But what makes this place a little bit more Brusly than the other Walk-Ons locations?
Well, it's a good spot to watch all your TVs. They're going to make sure you get all your TVs right. The LSU baseball game when Brusly Athletics is in, they're putting those games on. But they're also supporting the community. This week we had the Brusly High alumni softball tournament. They were out there, helping out during the rain delay, giving some food out, having a good time. So they support the local athletics as well. It's always a great time here, and it's kind of the meeting spot for any big event, big occasion. You come here to Walk-Ons at Brusly for sure.
Yes, indeed. And the Walk-Ons, I mean, they're getting their meetings every day. The service it's going to be always on point. So from the servers to the bartenders to the hostesses, always a good time. You know you're going to get consistency in food as well. So you got flavored lemonades for some of the summertime as well over here at Walk-Ons. Always some sort of seasonal special that's going on over here with all the great menu items and consistency over the years.
Beer.
They'll take care of your fantasy football drafts as
Didn't
well.
you have enough beer on the beach, boy?
4 dozen beers on tap here. Yeah. Might have been some margaritas. Live at the Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to reach your goals. See if your Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts and audio. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple Store. Further, visit 104.5ESPN.com. Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage that Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Sometimes it's so hard to find someone to do home repair, odd jobs due to storm damage, or just regular wear and tear over time to your home. Do like I did and call Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition. Roofing, flooring, debris removal, electric, sheetrock, painting, and much more. Pretty much whatever home maintenance you need, Clean Sweep can handle it. Call Pat Green at 300-7064 for a free no-obligation estimate. Fully licensed and insured, reasonably priced, and for over 20 years in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition, 300-7064. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Jones, IPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. Sports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting of sports, and all free. Recurring subs. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN, it's Louisiana Sports. Live at lunch to Adot and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember the show's available on demand, 1045ESPN.com, Louisiana.net. As we continue Major League Baseball draft nearing end.
against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The SEC was not what it is now. The SEC, now you go undefeated. No, it's not going to happen again. But the SEC also had to do it on the field. They had to do it in 2003. They had to do it in, 06. They had to do it in 07, 08, where, well, this is the SEC champion, and they're underdogs in a lot of these games, and blasted their competition. They had to prove it on the field and flex their muscles. Part of what Sankey, listen, we know he did admit today that they're on separate pages, that the Big Ten and the SEC.
Yeah.
The Big Ten has won the last few national championships, so they are closer in respect. But I've always wondered why. I don't know if the Big Ten deserved equal input of the SEC. The SEC is the model conference. I wonder where Sankey is getting a little shook up because he was having to kind of toot the SEC's horn a little bit more and saying that what was the famous quote that everybody ran with right out the chute? Hey, if you want to know what a super conference looks like, this is what? Why is he a little sensitive or? You don't have to do. You're the SEC. When you're the biggest and baddest, you don't have to beat your chest, do you?
Well, they got three. They only got 3 teams in last year, which is where I think a lot of this angst is coming from.
Okay. Well, because, and did all 3 of those teams have reasons why they weren't in there? So they're all bubble teams for that spot. And what did we like a fact that? Wait, you got to play an extra game like SMU. You're going to penalize them?
Right.
So you would have SMU in before, but maybe not after, right?
Yeah.
And that was
we didn't talk about it too much because Ole Miss, I thought, was the best of the 3 teams that got left out. Out of South Carolina, Alabama, and Ole Miss, I thought Ole Miss was the best of those 3 teams. Did you?
Yes.
Okay. And Ole Miss had stubbed their toe against Kentucky at home and Florida, who was
1-7 conference record. Kentucky,
and so you lose,
the only one they lose.
Yeah, you lose your. You lose your bargaining chip at that point. You lose your argument when you say this is the team.
Losing at the Swamp with Lagway playing is not any crime.
No, but Florida was 7-5. They were nothing.
Charlie. They had a brutal schedule. They did not have their quarterback available all the time. In the middle of the Georgia game, you don't think him and being no.
I don't disagree, but the committee looks at it and they say you lost to a 7-5 team.
That's not. Well, that's why we're at where we
yes,
are.
That is exactly why
that's where we are.
That's
not a crime to lose at the Swamp with Lagway and that team that they were playing last year. Georgia, if he doesn't get hurt, could have, and I'll say would have, they'd have lost to them too. And that wasn't even in the Swamp.
Right. Yeah, that was in Jacksonville. What he doesn't want is to be bullied into. There were 2 big impediments to going to 9 games. One of them they've gotten, which is ESPN has agreed to put up the money for the extra inventory for the extra 8 games. Okay, so that part is done. The other big hurdle was, are you going to reward us? Are you going to do anything but penalize us for? This is 8 more losses that you're putting on the SEC. By mathematical definition, this is 8 more losses. So if 1 more loss knocked 3 of our teams out last year, we're not taking 8 more losses unless you give us some sort of.
The only way to do it, and people freaked out and had the biggest problem with the BCS and the computer printout. The computers will take into strength of schedule way more. I think it's more important for him to figure out what damn schedules your teams are playing. We're going to kiss Texas' ass again? Huh? Are we going to do this on a permanent, long-term basis?
Yeah, we're
talking
Band-Aid? About how many. We're not even talking about who you're playing yet. We haven't even gotten to that yet.
They had a cakewalk to the playoff this year and last year, okay? So at least this year they've got to go to Columbus, Gainesville, and Athens, and they didn't play 1 game that tough last year, okay? So this is tougher. But still, what is your teams? Are you going to hold on to these traditional games and going to have an equal? What are you going to do? That to me is way more important, because if you bury a Tennessee or a South Carolina, or even a Florida these days, if you bury Florida with this, they have no chance. They're very little chance. And where some of the others are going to be, but I mean, I think the balance of the conference schedule, your own conference, is way more important than trying to figure out if you want automatic qualifiers or not. Most times, whatever, if they do settle on more than 5 automatic qualifiers, they're going to probably be in there anyway. They're not going to put it where your last 7 teams are. Wrong with that? I mean, whatever it is, you can figure that out. I think it's way more important. This thing is up. This is a letter. What is the input from your participants? Because you control the path for a lot of these teams. And like we said, we've seen the history. A 5-3 record in the SEC is a 5-3 record in the SEC. And we know right now, as you expand, that's not necessarily so.
Who you play matters for sure, but they're going to this is such a huge financial implication with number of teams in the playoffs that they're going to fix that. He's going to get what he wants first.
Yeah, you can't have the top 3, the next 3 waiting.
Yeah.
You know, one of those has to get in from the SEC, huh?
That's what,
you know.
In so many words, I think that's what he was saying. I mean, this is the 21-year anniversary of this will never happen to us again. This will never happen to us again. Otherwise, we're going to take our ball and go home.
I got you. I say. And you know, he can do it, but the only way you're going to guarantee that they take more strength of schedule in there is include some computers. You cannot.
Well, what the Big Ten's saying is give us the 4 AQs, and then we're fine. If you get more in than that, that's fine. But give us the 4 AQs.
4 AQs is
out of both the Big Ten and the SEC. The 4-4-2-2.
So you get your champion and 3 more.
Yeah.
Per league.
Yeah.
That's a little. Come on, man.
That's what the Big 12 and the ACC are saying. You want what? You're going to give us 2 and you're going to get 4? They don't need unanimous, though. He was very clear about that, too. He said the Big Ten and the SEC hold autonomy over this. We don't have to get approval from the Big 12 like we did on the previous contract. We don't have to get approval from the ACC.
That's true, but how much do you really need that to get those teams? You know, if a team can't fall in there in the top 16 anyway, how much damage are they going to do in there?
Well, again, that's the whole idea. Is if a 3-loss Ole Miss, just to take it, doesn't get in, okay? Because there's a 11-1.
You're making your sport more college baseball when you just have to guarantee your spots like that.
Yeah. Well,
most times you're going to get them.
And the Big 12 and the ACC are, obviously way on the other side of that.
Yeah. Don't forget our friends at a Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of you. Real estate closings, Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at the Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun Hash Browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com. This is Charles Senator. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electric, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Now everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With Ott and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff done a great job for us over the years, man. If you're hurting, oh man, just getting a little bit older, things starting to not work exactly like they did before. An old injuries creeping up on you. Let Dr. Goff and his staff pinpoint those areas and get you to feeling better through adjustments and exercise and stretching routine, or maybe a dry needle, electric nerve stimulation, cryo, or ultrasound therapy. A number of techniques that they'll use to get you to feeling better. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. One more thing about Sankey, I don't know how strongly you feel about this, Jimmy. It's gotten a lot of our friends over at Field of 68. Troy Macker is opined on this. A lot of the people that we have on the show about the expansion of the NCAA basketball tournament, which they talked about last week and which could happen sooner rather than later to move this tournament from 68 teams to 74, even 76 teams. Sankey came out today and said that he's in favor of it, which is not a big surprise that the league, but this is the first time I've heard the league take a stance on this. I think it's going to happen. Where do you land?
It's inevitable.
Yeah,
it is. Now, I'm a little gun shy after Anisimova, but Charlie, this is such a lock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is.
Okay, so do you like
it? Because we love the college basketball season. We love how the teams play. You know, a lot of great non-conference matches. Those tournaments are a lot of fun. You know, during November and December, the Big 12 SEC or SEC ACC challenge is fun. We love it, and we love how, man, that arena can just turn into a special place when the home dog has a chance to knock off a big boy, and it's whether it's court rush or not, but it's got a lot of emotion. But for a way bigger source of people, it's a 3-week sport.
Yeah.
It's and that's the reality of it. And they got to make all their money in those 3 weeks, and they're going to make this a week-long first round instead of 64 to 68. 64 was. It's symmetrical. It's a perfect bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 16-team brackets. I mean, it's perfect. You go, you 16, 32, 64, 128, the whole bit. But now they're going to stretch it out. They're going to have more content, and that's the one thing that's really sellable to advertisers, because everything else you can DVR and watch it at your convenience. This is the one thing in live sports. And so you're going to stretch it out? Yes. And he spun it. Oh, we feel that there's more than enough quality teams to make it.
That's where you lose me.
No, he's just selling it.
Sure.
He's selling it. But this thing is happening, and you follow. Man, look, Field is 6 and everybody else, they can have. It's going to expand. It might expand a little bit further down the line as well.
They're going to go to, I think 76 is going to be the number. So essentially on the first 2 days of the first 4, instead of having 2 games, you're going to have
12.
4 games, per day.
So you get 76, you say?
That's
so
what
you got to have 12 games to get 64 to get you even bracket.
Well, you got 68 now. So
right. Well, you got 4.
You're going to add eight more teams. You're going to add 4 more games. So you're going to add 2 games on Tuesday and 2 games on Wednesday. Is what I think is what's going to happen. So you're going to have essentially what.
But you got total before you get to your 64 on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
There's 12 games that have to be played. You have to eliminate 12 teams.
Yeah.
You got 76. You got to get down to 64.
Yeah. So actually, it's more than that. Yeah, it's more games than I'm thinking. So you have full days on Tuesday and Wednesday. Listen, I'm not going to say no to more basketball. Just spare me the argument about there's this many more deserving teams. This is not going to get another team out of the Missouri Valley in that went 26-5 and lost in their conference tournament. This is going to get 8 more teams in that went 19-12 in a power league. This is going to get a 19-12 team out of the Big East or
occasionally
the
you'll get a Drake or you'll get that UC Irvine.
Every now and then. Maybe one every 3 years or something.
Yeah, one of the 12 maybe, but yeah.
So
you're already doing it, Charlie. You already did it for 64 to 68. Who got those last 4 bids?
The power teams.
Right.
Yeah, and that's all this is going to be.
Yeah.
It's more everything. I don't see it as I mean, some of the basketball purists are just acting like they are. They're desecrating the Mona Lisa.
When you get to Thursday, there'll be 64.
Yeah,
just like always.
And we're going to watch the other games. The first 4 to me has almost been like background noise. I watch the games, but I'm not. When I wake up Thursday morning, and I know you're like this.
Right.
The tournament's starting. So this is like you're doubling the amount of appetizers you've got. Would I do it? Probably not.
Good thing they got like an Omaha type of community in Dayton that fills the stands.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is you're going to have to expand this somewhere else. You're not going to be able to play all of these games in Dayton. You're going to have to
play 3 straight days, 3 straight quadruple headers. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday's a tough ask. I mean, if your bracket's coming out on Sunday to have teams in place Monday.
Well, I mean, you can play.
I think you're going to have to add another site.
You play triple headers on Tuesday and Wednesday.
I think you're going to have to add
at 2 different sites.
Yeah, at 2 different sites, I think is what you're.
You know who will be in? Carl Omaha. They'll buy the tickets.
Yeah,
they will buy the tickets,
put
man.
It in the,
they will support it, no doubt.
Finish up on Sankey. He shied away from the private equity. This is boring. This is not anything the football people want to hear, but it's something you need to keep in your periphery, that private equity will at some point invade college athletics. I think the SEC will hold out as long as they can. I think we're going to see this at some point down the road. But what he said was, they all want to give you the best case scenario. We'll come in and we'll dump this pile of cash on you, and this is how we're all going to make money. But he says it doesn't take into account for what if it doesn't go exactly how you're saying. What is the downside of this? So that can has been kicked down the road a little bit. And Jimmy, I do think you probably, I've heard you say this. I was listening when we were driving down last week. I think you said this to Rohan, that once we get to play in football, in this off season, look, the NIL and the Wild Wild West and all these terrible things. Once you get to the football part, college football and college athletics are fine. They're setting attendance records. Brian Kelly said this. I wouldn't even realize this. He said that LSU sold more season tickets than anybody in the country at 75,000. I wasn't aware of that statistic. I take him at his word. I didn't realize that was the most. Once you get past all of the bull crap, if you didn't know football,
you turn the damn TV
sports
on like like you should. And I can make an argument, Charlie, that when you just watch the TV, it's better than ever. And this is why. Because, man, I think I whooped this guy in high school that's playing at, LSU, and I'm at Southeastern. Well, you go to Southeastern, you put some tape together. I mean, you get on the field and perform, they'll find you. They will find you, and you will be in an SEC school pretty soon. LSU had one of the better cornerbacks came from Southeastern, huh? I mean, they missed all the time in recruiting. All the time in recruiting. And, I mean, you go and, man, I see guys that sometimes, what am I playing for, man? And we got 2,500 in the stands. Nobody really cares about us. No. I still have a dream of maybe going on the big stage. Go play. Go perform. They will find you, and they will add you to their roster. So I see a lot of that. I mean, I just see a lot of really, really hard play and really at all levels is what I'm saying. Now, listen, yes, the mid-majors are weaker because you have no returning all-conference players.
Yeah, the mid-major all-stars are all in the power leagues.
They're looking at a lot of film, but if you're voted by your peers and you're on the all-conference team, we're going to look at you a little extra, and you're going to get another opportunity. But I'm saying, man, forget they were kind of lame games, but those on campus, like Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, for those on campus playoff games, that was pretty cool, man. I think that was a hit. I think that was a hit.
I have always wanted that, and it was an absolute hit.
I mean, I'm trying to level the playing field once you get to the playoffs, but man, you got to have some of that in your postseason because that's what separates the college from the NFL. That separates emotion on the field and in the stands. It's just more than it is in the pro level.
This is my third straight last thing from Sankey, and try not to laugh.
I'll
keep this short. Paraphrasing the educational portion of this, we don't need to have 25-year-olds playing college athletics unless they've been on a Mormon mission or something. We're taking opportunities away from the high school kids. I don't expect him to do anything about it, but I'm glad he brought it up. So, because I don't think you need to be playing college football for 7 years either.
Well, he tied it into being on a legitimate path of earning a degree.
Yeah. I don't expect them to do anything about it. I just hope that I'm glad that they brought it up.
That's lip service to me.
That's why I told you not to laugh. Live at the Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 Wesley, near Nicholson.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Annie Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Annie from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Wrapping up hour number one here from Walk-Ons in Brusly. That's right. So Max's favorite spot to hunker down over here on the west side. For day number one of SEC Media Days. But, yeah, Charlie, I was expounded on why it might be, the expanding the field to 76 also. Especially where the gap has widened between the Power 5 basketball programs and the mid-majors is just widening more and more. They poach. In basketball, the teams are getting, I would say that the gap is even wider than football, and some of the others. And, man, we're just eliminating more of these first-round lopsided matchups. It's fine to get, 2 to 4 16 seeds out the way. 2 or 4 15 seeds out the way. Because you saw the first round, what we talked about. You bet the dogs blind, you got smoked. Because their 40-point games in the first round are a regularity. And to see less of that once we start on Thursday, I'm fine with that. So who are these guys that fielded 68 and all that? These are my buddies. Man, give me a break, man. Nobody wants to see. What did Duke win their first round game by? 48 or something, man. What do you do?
I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a desecration of the sport if they add 8 more games to the tournament that are played on Tuesday and Wednesday. Everybody's got an opportunity to get in. You play through your conference tournament. So, again, we're going to watch 4 more basketball games. It's not the end of the world. Daniel Dickinson, the latest Tiger to go in the 6th round, pick number 185 overall to the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll give you an update on everything going on with the MLB draft. Plus, Brian Kelly has already been to the podium. We'll talk about what he said live at Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in, maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite. Tailgating and watching LSU games in a right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Louisiana's food, Cajun favorites, burgers, and poi, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Star since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're the impersonal, fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And a return here at Walk-Ons, enjoying a nice summer day here on the west side. Come by and see us for lunch. And if you heading here, man, look, preseason football will be here before you know it, just a few weeks away, a couple weeks away. Come on in, get a great seat, get a beer. Over 4 dozen beers on tap here, including some seasonal favorites as well as the standouts. All your regular domestic beers. Plus some seasonal favorites that you get here at Walk-Ons. We get you up to date what's going on with the draft today. If you miss this, they start in the 4th round. The very first pick of today was catcher Landon Hodge, an LSU signee out of California. So he will not be making it to campus. We talked about this a little bit. Omar Cerna, who's a very highly rated prospect, opted out of the draft about 2 weeks ago. So LSU is in good shape with Kate Arambini and Cerna. They won't get Hodge. He went in the 4th round. Miguel Simi from New York Country Day High School, right-handed pitcher, throws 101 miles an hour. He got drafted with the 6th pick of the 4th round by the Washington Nationals. Hodge went to the White Sox, by the way. Simi going to Washington. Some other notables: Micah Bucknam, former LSU pitcher, was at Dallas Baptist. LSU saw him this year in the regional. He went in the 4th round to the Blue Jays. Local prospect Luke Hill, who went to Ole Miss, went with the 4th to last pick of the 4th round at 132. LSU's biggest blow today so far has been Briggs McKenzie, the left-handed pitcher from North Carolina. He went with the 127th pick to Atlanta. LSU had been hoping to get him through, but that's not going to work. He's probably headed to Atlanta. Then we went into the 5th round, and who did I miss in the 5th round? No, nobody in the 5th round, Max? I'm trying to do this on the fly here a little bit. The 6th round was Daniel Dickinson, right? 6th round, Daniel Dickinson to the Brewers at 185, and no Jared Jones yet as we start round number 7. They're going to take a little break, and then they're going to round number 7. Yesterday, first pick in the draft was not Cade Anderson. He ended up going 3rd to Seattle. Washington threw a lot of people
I'd say
curveball with Eli Willits, the shortstop, 17-year-old shortstop out of Oklahoma. And then I think Willits was a top 5 pick, before this. I didn't think he'd go number 1. But to me, the 2nd pick, Tyler Bremer from UC Santa Barbara, over all of those college pitchers that we talked about all year that would go in the next, 10 to 12 picks. Bremer was looked at more like a teens pick, early teens maybe, but certainly in the teens. Him going number 2. Anderson going number 3 to Seattle. They were real happy to get him. I was surprised he signed for $800,000 below slot at 8 point.
Why would he do that?
I don't know, especially as a Boris client.
God!
That shocked the hell out of me.
What the heck's going on, Boris?
That was a surprise to me. And then Ethan Holiday went to Colorado, where his dad played. Liam Doyle, a Tennessee pitcher, went number 5. Jamie Arnold slid all the way to number 11 from Florida State. Kyson Witherspoon from Oklahoma slid all the way to number 15. So some of the Gage Wood went number 26. They're talking about him potentially being in the big leagues for Philadelphia by the end of the season. That they may add him as a bullpen piece before the end of the season.
Yeah, that's a shaky bullpen.
That was
good team. That's got a shaky bullpen. So.
Anthony Ianson, who was projected in Kylie McDaniel's last mock draft at number 25, slid all the way to number 87 with the Boston Red Sox in the 3rd round. Chase Shores ended up going number 47. It's about where we expected him to go.
So Shores goes ahead of Ianson.
Yeah.
Size, velo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the measurables.
Right.
So, but, I mean, come on.
Ianson,
better
sure, Ianson had the better year, but at the end of the season, man, Shores looked fantastic. Tigers lost Dean Moss yesterday, the outfielder. They thought they had a good chance to get him to school, and they thought that they had a really good offer on the table for Ethan Fry. He went probably around maybe 2 before we thought. He was projected at 119. He ends up going 24 picks before that at number 95. Astros with an $800,000 slot there, and we're told that they're going to sweeten that deal a little bit. So thought they got a good chance to get Fry back to school, but no, that's not going to happen. Quentin Young went number 54. They were never going to get him to campus. Jaden Fauske, they were not going to get him to campus. He went number 44. Brady Abel went number 32. They weren't going to get him to campus either. So the surprises, if you're looking for that so far, they were hoping for Dean Moss, didn't get him. They were hoping to get Fry back, didn't get him. They were hoping to get Briggs McKenzie, the left-handed pitcher from North Carolina, in. Him going to 4th round today suggests that that's not going to happen. Corona High School in California had 3 players drafted in the top 32 picks, Jimmy.
Pitcher, pretty good.
Pitcher, shortstop,
where are they
and
out
third
of?
baseman. Corona, California. I'm not sure what kind of little city it's in. They did go 28-3. I had to look their record up. I'm like, they got 3 first-round picks on a high school team. I had to look their record up. I'm surprised they lost it all, but
I mean,
they lost 3 games this past season, but they won their regional championship.
Just outside of Anaheim.
Okay, so Orange County area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we're at on the baseball stuff. They're taking a break before they start round 7. We're down to slot value $314,000 and sliding about $2,000 to $3,000 per pick through the 7th round. Brian Kelly, this morning. It was. If you're looking for something that's really newsworthy out of this, these are sort of cheerleading sessions. You talk about all the good things with your team. That's fine. Kelly had a lot of nice things to say about Nussmeier, who is there, about Whit Weeks, who is there. Had some nice things to say about Harold Perkins, who's not there, but decided to come back. Really, open about talking about their struggles in the season openers the last 3 years, about how big of a deal this is. That'll probably be a theme throughout August. It's been a theme all through the summer. So this was the one that got me. This is such a valiant try that somebody asked him what he wanted to see as far as the NIL, the formatics of how we do things in college football now. He says it starts with the coaches. He says, starts with the coaches. We've got to have some kind of ethics in this. I applaud the effort, man. Thank you. I mean, I'd like to end world hunger too. But he said, he was real. This was a funny line. He said, we had a meeting about NIL. He was meeting with a group of people or whoever it was. He didn't say who. He says, all I wanted to talk about was how we get around the rules. How can we enact a
sport's
law
built on that.
Always has been. This is nothing new. It's just you're
if
seeing how the sausage is made now.
And so what came out, you were in Big 12 country, but the Big 12 media days, a lot of the coaches were like, man, what some of these schools are offering these players, they're not going to be able to stay within this budget that we're all supposed to be playing by the same rules.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether it's, okay, all right, above the table, this is going to be our equal budget, and they're going to do whatever they need to above. They're going to be able to overpay for endorsements if they want. I mean, it's just the sport. It has a deep-rooted history of trying to get around the rules, placing certain people in your administration to help you kind of get around these rules. I mean, yes. I mean, it's.
LSU's hired 3 people in the last week and a half to be in their front office. Okay, this is not to circumvent the rules. This is just to keep up
Talking
with
about some of the Ole Miss guys.
One from Ole Miss, one from Ohio State. They hired 3 guys. Austin Thomas knows them all.
All Austin Thomas appointees.
Yeah. They're all going to be under his purview. Their job is to basically scout the entire country, place a value on everybody.
Yeah.
And, hey, look, there's this linebacker from Colorado or Arizona. He's in the transfer portal. Should we go after him? Well, this is what our analysis. You can't wait until they get in the transfer portal. You got to have some kind of idea before that. So they're essentially scouting the entire country to say, this guy gets in the transfer portal, we got a number on him. got a number on everybody on our roster, got a number on everybody in our high school class.
This is not new. Okay,
It's just out in the open.
This is okay. Skip Bertman had 11.7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he had to put a percentage of scholarship that you get on different players, right?
Yeah.
You think Todd Walker got as much as, the 35th guy on the roster?
He did not. He got way more.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is, act like this is Chinese arithmetic or something. You better, whereas opposed, I guess, in the past, where everybody's getting the same, scholarship. But, yeah, you better have a value. And, they've done it to a degree. They're going to exhaust more efforts and do more things for the more highly recruited player. So, and of all people, the Syracuse coach. This is last year, and I was kind of their end of the year type of deal, or it was kind of we lost our guy, okay, but we were able to replace him with two guys for less money. It just had the perfect approach to having an accurate self value as Syracuse. We're not Texas. He flat out said, we're not Texas. We're this, but we can offer that. And so we got to try and find guys from the MAC. And we got to, in the MEAC, and places that people can play, and we'll get them here. And if they excel, they may be gone. But everybody's got everybody's playing by the same rules as far as having these dollar amounts. Even Texas probably has. Texas is the Yankees right now. They can make more mistakes, or maybe what the Yankees used to be. Texas is the Dodgers now. They can afford. There's no guarantee they're going to win, but they can miss on so many more. The smaller budget teams, even within the league, cannot. And so, we know that. But part of it too is, Brian Kelly, bro, that's ethics in recruiting. You are in the wrong business if you're calling for that.
Yeah, God bless.
There are no ethics. There'll be no ethics. There never were, and there never will be ethics in shaping a college football roster.
I applaud the effort, but I'm with you. Said he's bullish on the offensive line. That was probably the one football note that I took out of that. He talked about Nussmeier's experience, and we got all of that. Bullish on the offensive line because of the time that they were able to put in grooming these guys. He brought up the example. He said the first year we were here, we had to put two freshmen at offensive tackle, Campbell and Jones. He says we don't have to do that anymore. All of these guys, first of all, we supplemented it with two veterans from power conferences, Josh Thompson from Northwestern, who can play multiple positions. And all of the other guys have played. A couple of them got starts in the bowl game. You got about 7-8 guys. You got DJ Chester, who started every game last year at center, but will probably be a guard this season. He says he's bullish. Their development of all of these guys that have been playing backup roles is going to be one of the biggest stories, I think, of the camp and the biggest story of the early season. How far have they come? You're replacing two bookend anchors at those tackles. One of them, the fourth pick in the draft. You're replacing four guys that were drafted off that offensive line next year. Continuity. Brad Davis got his work cut out for him. Not only do you have to ramp these players up as individuals, you got to figure out what five makes your best unit, and you got to figure out who you're going to cross-train and what you're going to do with them there. He says he's bullish on them. I hope he's right. That's, to me, is the biggest question mark going into August camp. That in the secondary, but I think the secondary will sort itself out a little bit easier. So that's kind of what I took from it. Also, that he says, he talked a little bit about scheduling. He says, the one-loss records are not all the same. How are we going to select the playoff teams matters. Jimmy, I suspect we get in 16-part harmony from all the coaches. They came out of Destin with one clear objective, which is if we're going to increase our schedule load, we're going to make damn sure that the playoff committee, recognizes that.
None of the coaches want it, okay? And that's obvious, okay? They'd much rather, get that rent win. And it's the lower tier teams. They're more worried about job security. Every one of these head coaches in the SEC are making more money than they ever have. and their biggest thing, and it may be conversations with their agents and how can I prolong this? How can I extend this, making the most money of my career? Because we've seen some guys that were pretty damn good coaches that got left out, and they just never got opportunities, because if you fail on the big stage, it just it hurts your career. I mean, Dan Mullen's a pretty damn good coach to be where he is right now. I mean, pretty damn good coach. So they don't want it. The ones at the top, they trying to see how at the top where Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Texas, even Florida, but they're trying to see what's the easiest path to the college football playoff, because now those teams, and they don't care about the AQs. It's kind of perceived. You can't finish in the top 12. I mean, that's a fail.
Yeah.
That's a fail. So those teams, so it's kind of split. Kentucky, they want job security. Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, places like that. But the others are trying to see, the easiest path. And
I think they're holding this out as a bargaining chip. They're going to go to 9 games. It's just a matter of when. They just want to make sure that they get everything that the 9th game, all of the upside of it, all of the money, which they've gotten that done, and they want to make sure that these games, if you're LSU, and last year instead of playing one of the rental wins, they had to play Georgia.
Charlie,
they want to make sure that matters.
I know we don't think, but the Pac-12's been playing 9 games forever.
Yeah.
The Big Ten's been playing 9 games forever. Okay? So, I mean, like USC and UCLA, well, say what you want, but, back in the day, they were pretty damn good, and they would play 2 more high-quality non-conference games. I mean, USC's playing Notre Dame every year and somebody else. They played Auburn in the past. They played Oklahoma. They played, so I just, you don't get a guarantee. you don't, here's a league. Nobody forced you to come in this league. I mean, the rest of the country is tired of hearing about, the SEC wanted about getting to. Yes, it is the toughest schedule overall. I mean, most places, you 8 games and you won obligatory Power 4, a non-conference game, is usually tougher than what they're playing in other leagues. I get it. But, I mean, these other conferences have been playing non-games forever, and they didn't bark about guaranteeing a spot.
They didn't. But just this is what I think that he's getting at here. The 10th place team in the Big Ten is Rutgers, okay? The 10th place team in the ACC is Pitt. The 10th place team in the SEC last year was Florida. They want to disseminate the difference between playing Florida and playing Rutgers. If you're going to add another conference game, and I'll just pick 10 because it's kind of in the middle, there's a big-ass difference between playing Florida and playing Rutgers.
Sure it is.
And the SEC wants to make sure that that's acknowledged before they agree to go to this extra game. That's why Sankey came out and said, hey, look, ain't nobody want to change schedules with us. You want to play Rutgers? Fine. Hey, you want to play Florida? It's your extra game. It's a pretty big step up.
I agree. Don't forget our friends at Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime. And we talk about it, but when I was in an accident and my car was totaled, I was not in the wrong. I mean, the car is totaled. I need to get a rental car. I need to find a replacement vehicle. I need to, I got so much time to do it. I need to schedule doctor's appointments, chiropractor appointments, this, and then try and with no. Dana is going to take care of so much of this for you and kind of send you the wave. Which kind of it's more of a hassle. You're hurting. You're trying to see if you're getting what you're entitled to, the whole bit. If these doctor bills are going to be paid, all this type of stuff. Well, he's going to take care of all of that for you. So trying to make it as pain-free as possible. Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com.
Live at the Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service a vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, IP Pricing. Drive from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in La Place and if you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generator, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and Les Tex during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1951, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soups, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steaks, Highway more in Gonzales.
ALS is a and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We're also brought to you in part by the Thibodeau Store. TheThibodeauStore.com is the website. Lots of big specials going on right now. The DeWalt chainsaws on special right now. The Greenworks pruner saws are on special right now. Grill shopping. Need a new grill. Tons of the Charbroil grills, the Shop Pit Bosses. Tons of grills. Big Green 8 cookers are available there too. Spreaders and seeders, outdoor power equipment, potting and topsoils, grass and weed control, all on special right now. Patio furniture on special as well at TheThibodeauStore.com. All your cooking accessories and free delivery on selected items at TheThibodeauStore.com. And if you're heading down there, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. This morning, Louisiana Tech was voted into, it was voted to be invited into the Sun Belt. to replace Texas State. They're trying to get him in for the 2026
Where's Texas
season.
State going?
Texas State's going to the Pac-12.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The entry date is all that they're working on right now. It's going to cost $5 million to get out of Coosa. They're trying to get him in for 26, but it may be 27. Louisiana Tech, of course, is on LSU's schedule this year. Jimmy, when's the last time Louisiana Tech had a winning record? I would have missed this one. When I read it, I was a little bit surprised.
The kid from St. Francisville set the sack record a few years ago. I think it was
This
like
was that year.
Brother.
This was that year. The 2019.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Yeah. 2000. Yeah. Jazz Ferguson had played here and then transferred
I think
out.
they
and
beat Marshall maybe in the bowl game, or he set it again. Okay.
They haven't had a winning record since 2019, which surprised me because I think of them as a pretty good program. Sonny Cumbie has gone 3-9, 3-9, 5-8. In his 3 seasons going into his 4th year there. I usually think of Louisiana Tech as a very solid, very good
Louisiana
program.
Tech and Southern Miss have both kind of been some of the ones that really have been affected. I mean, it was once a day when Louisiana Tech, I think Sean Cangelosi caught the winning touchdown in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
They went to Alabama and beat them. They could play with some other SEC teams. We know about Southern Miss's success back in them, but they're just kind of it's just a tough spot, man. They just don't have the budgets, and they don't have enough of a population base, I guess, they're not attractive to. We're going to take a 3rd team from Mississippi. They're never even a consideration, you know what I mean? And they were once upon a time way more of an SEC type of program than a lot of others, you know.
They were always. Southern Miss is a great example. They were the team that could play with an SEC team, like a good SEC team. Maybe not the champion, but a good SEC team. They just probably couldn't do it 8 weeks in a row. But for one weekend, they had the opportunity to come in and upset you. That's the way I thought about Louisiana Tech or Southern Miss. Could they go play 8 SEC games in a row? No. But could one? Yeah.
Before the SEC, in the last 20 years, I agree with you. Before that, they were better than the SEC teams.
Some of the SEC teams.
The ones in there, for sure. They were built better than Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and as the conference affiliation and the revenue that sort of increased in importance, it's hard to reverse. I just don't see how but yeah, I mean, we all think about, that week 0 game where they're playing Nebraska. Edwards is for 280, on the heyday, giving them all they could handle. Man.
Than
Yes.
Coosa.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a better schedule. I think it might be a better football right now.
Yeah. Jesus, maybe last. This point.
Of all of the conferences around 5 or 6 ago,
At what point do you see some of these football programs shut down?
I mean, still
a lot of them lose money. A lot of them, and a lot of them survive on the.
If your football program is money, it's hard to make. It's hard to make sense of money your athletic department is losing as a whole. If your football program is losing money, then what's making money? And if the football program is losing money, it's probably nothing.
Most we in the SEC country, we think all the revenue they're getting. A lot of athletic departments lose money. Tulane has lost money forever.
Yeah,
forever.
Most of them do. The number of teams that are in D1 just keep going up, though.
Yeah.
We added 2 more this year. When's the last time we went backwards?
In which why a separation is probably. Are we dying to see Old Dominion play?
No.
No,
we're not.
Or the newcomers, Texas State recently, whatever. I mean, are we dying to see?
How many would benefit from going back down a level? I mean, if you're a fan of UL Monroe and you're our age, okay? Well, in the 80s, they were a national contender in 1AA. Marshall's another good one, okay?
UL Monroe.
All these teams that would be competing for championship level stuff if they were down a league, but they went up to cash all those checks. So
they ain't getting a whole lot of checks.
Not as many as they used to.
No,
and we're trying to eliminate those.
There's listen, man. If he wouldn't have just stack the deck guy voice, and maybe he can remove himself from coaching to where try and level the playing field or try and these mandated schedules have to happen. They have to happen. I mean, you're the big boys, and just leave everybody else out. I don't care. Nobody wants to go see running time freaking college football games. That's what you have. So make the SEC play the Big 10 and the Big 12 and the ACC and play all your other games against the conference teams, and then go play. I mean, yes, I lived through it. There were no wins. There were very few at one time, and they did just fine.
It's a noble thought, Jimmy, but we've
been mandate it. You have to. Yeah, we've collective. Everybody's got to be in the same.
We've been in a 5-year wrestling just to go from 8 to 9. I mean, much less from 8 to 12. Against the power team. So
if everybody played 12, the SEC would have no problem. No problem. The other teams needs to step up. No, they don't want to play. Their 9 conference games in the ACC, and then one in the Big 10, one in the SEC, and one in the Big 12. But so what? You want to be in this group? This is how we're going to play.
And you can play 10 conference games without the world falling off its axis. COVID, very few good things came out of COVID, but we got that, right?
The chances of mandating schedules are much easier than mandating recruiting practices. Okay?
Last team
I try to be realistic here.
Yeah. Last team I can remember dropping the FCS was Idaho. And then FCS for 4 years. So it doesn't happen often.
No, you gotta make the economics.
Don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. It's hot, huh? Yes, it's hot. So when it breaks down, you got to call our friends over at Total Maintenance. My buddy Lucas Ragusa has worked in the AC and AC repair business for every step of the way. From technician to manager to the whole. One of Louisiana's oldest, largest AC and heating companies since 1980. They have been around. And boy, you had that horror story. You gotta try and sleep overnight without AC. Do it. Every day means same day service. Never sleep off. It's service today. You understand? Call friends that support us over here on the show, and also for Otter Locks. Total Maintenance 480-1000.
On the ESPN Baton Rouge.
At lunch. App and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Apple or Google Play Store. Visit 5ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeast, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to one of our free large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget this for the perfect blend of sweet and sweet almost fries or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Filet on the other, for Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch is brought to you by Dana Brown, offices of Brown, 343-111, and Brown. SupremePlumbing.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs. 925-8710. Supreme Rice. Grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank. The local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Way. 228-8659. Total Maintenance. Your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gate. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, at Burger.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They eat healthy, low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, water conservation, and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisianans can enjoy the same benefits. Great recipes. Find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about work services and how they can handle all storage needs for commercial and residential. With our shipping in all sizes, customized in any way that you need. Our office expanded coverage outside the Baton Rouge. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Anna, Martine, June, Brandy, and do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Box with 336 LLC.com. On Highland, hometown favorite for tailgating with a friend. Right now, we're both ready for Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves authentic Louisiana food, hand to order with the best ingredients. Fresh Louisiana seafood, canned favorites, burgers, and po' boy. Built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 105 SPN.
And we're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, coastalcapitaladv.com. No two situations are exactly alike, so let the professionals at Coastal Capital Advisors do for you what they've done for me. Solid peace of mind, come up with a game plan, no matter where you are in life, no matter what your income or your age, they'll get a plan that works for you and build that lifetime. CapitalADV.com, member SIPC. A couple updates on the MLB draft. They are in number 7. No other LSU, although Paxton Kling, a former LSU guy, spent last year at Penn State. Got drafted by Max's Texas Rangers in the 7th round, pick 205. We're down to the last 2 picks of the 7th round. The slot money is hovering right there, $250,000 at 252 right now. So there's 2 names that we're watching for LSU right now. One of them, this is a little bit of a surprise. This is some good news. LSU's been hit pretty good here yesterday and today. A lot of it's expected. A couple of them that they were hoping to get through. But one of them that I didn't think that they were going to get was River Hamilton from Oregon. Big right-hander, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He was committed to Oregon State. He flipped to LSU. He's still out there. I expected him to be long gone by now. He may have set a number that's a little bit higher than what they want to do. And then the other one that we were watching and we thought they were in pretty good shape with was Marcos Paz from Texas, a right-handed pitcher. Kind of had him as a a lean to go to school. I had Hamilton as a lean to go out, Paz as a lean to come to school. They're both still on the board, as is Jared Jones, as we're at the last pick of the 7th round. I asked another question, Jimmy. This since you brought up 11.7 next year, full scholarships, right? First time ever. SEC has
so overdue, man.
yeah.
And that's why we're seeing, starting to see already before it, with the NIL, that just a better players playing in college now, a higher percentage of them. This is only going to help that as well.
It's not going to keep anybody from taking the MLB money it's not that much money, but it's for all of those players that are college baseball players only, okay, that are not going to play professional baseball, and there's way more of those. So, it's not going to keep some of these kids that we're talking about today that go in the top 5 rounds of the draft from signing. It's not that much money. But for all those other kids that are playing college baseball and the time that it takes, the SEC hasn't decided on a number yet, but we're hearing 27 full scholarships, next year. That much needed.
So to increase that, or increasing by 16 to the win scholarship.
Well,
there's this
there's
thing
there's Title IX issues. There's Title IX issues all up and down.
Softball get 4 more, women's basketball get 3 more.
The league's
gymnastics
been
get 2 more.
The league's been a little bit tight-lipped on what they're going to do next spring as far as that. But yeah, the Title IX thing is out there, so.
It's out there.
I can't tell you that it's not. I just know that they're finally going to be on full scholarships. So somewhere our friends that played in the 90s, and we got a lot of them that played LSU baseball in the 90s, are like, finally, in 2026.
Oh, no.
There's a full
The guys closer to our age, absolutely. They're like, where was it? Not so much the guys' parents.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the ones that are paying for it. So, trying to get EJ a scholarship. No, I'm trying to get myself a scholarship to pay for EJ stuff. So that's the thing. But no, it will help. It will only help to attract more and more of the better players who could be in that on this after these days. That fall from 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, that maybe even 3rd round that. We've seen higher players, higher drafted players do it. So you get make it more attractive to play at the college level, and there's a lot of things that are better than it. And so, and we've seen this in other sports too. College basketball, I think, is definitely better with some of these stars playing. We got to get aggravated with the big guy from Kansas. How long you been here? Well, he wasn't going to be that highly drafted, Dickinson. So, so I thought that was the case with Edey. Now, it's still, he's playing some minutes, but, how can he play winning minutes on a college basketball team? But he was viewed as a player. You see some older players, some better players. I think the college game has gotten better. And we've seen with the NFL players, the football players as well. Man, with yours, what are you doing? Now can they test the market, or they got to get better to see where he's going to last? But some guys we just don't know. But if he had to do it again, would he come back and make $8 million, or go play a 7th round? Be a 7th round pick in a draft body, a camp body.
He would have drawn
with the amount of starts he has.
Yeah, he would have drawn an offer well in excess of what Cam Ward got last year. Cam Ward was
really
number 1, especially if you got it late in the process. I bring up Tennessee. What would Quinn Ewers be worth to Tennessee this year?
They'd have paid him what Nico wanted.
Yes, or more.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the BYU quarterback is out there now. He got his dropped out of school last week. They dropped the charges, but he was going to get suspended because of the honor code. Retzlaff, I think. Retzlaff. What's his market? We're 3 weeks away from camp. He's not as good as Ewers, obviously.
No, he's a guy that he was a kind of a run-first guy, too, that's trying to, needs to develop, but he's got starting experience.
I think he started 11 games in his
he was
career.
a starter last year.
Yeah, so full season.
And then they signed the number 1 quarterback.
Right. So
or committed, rather.
You get this free agent starting quarterback that's out here 3 weeks to camp.
What's going on in Provo? Number 1 basketball player, number 1 quarterback in football.
By the way, BYU did not allow him to enter the portal, so he had to withdraw from school entirely.
But he graduated, right? So it didn't matter?
Yes, he'll be okay to transfer.
This is their honor code violation?
Yes, he was going to get a 7-game suspension because of it.
He's the only player in college football last year that had premarital sex, apparently. That was the violation of the honor code.
I know what the honor code is.
I mean, God bless. I'm not Mormon.
But a lot of our listeners don't.
Right. So
you can't have.
That's what he got kicked out of school. Not kicked out of school for, but 7-game suspension. It was going to be more than half the year because he admitted to having premarital sex, but it was not assault. Okay, which would have been a very serious charge. Would have gotten you kicked off of a lot of teams.
Well, you can't get caught having premarital sex on campus. But yes, that's their honor code. A buddy of mine, and this is
Jim McMahon went to BYU.
He's a fishing guide. Yep. Let me tell you about the Mormons.
Careful.
Bring 2. Because they'll keep an eye on each other. Bring 1, or drink all your beer.
This happened last year at a tailgate. Some Utah people came in to watch Jackson Dart, who was from their high school area.
That's right.
That's right. He is from Utah.
We offered him some food, some beer. I said, y'all drink beer? He's like, yeah, I only observe my religion back home in Utah. So he happily took a beer easily.
Oh yes, there's no doubt. It's whatever, man. Well, it's all cool. Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, our great team of bankers at United Community Bank: Heath Meir, Prentice Wilkes, Nicole Glover, Hunter Cree, David Campbell, and David Henry. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Walk-Ons Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes, whether you like the...
One moment, please.
All right.
All right. You know what that is? Yes, I found out what that is.
All right, it's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at Mike Anderson Seafood, Wesley at Nicholson. Andy Isco joins us from Las Vegas. First, second, and no class. And it's day 2 of SEC Media Days. Live at Lunch from Mike Anderson's, 11 a.m. Tuesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1950.
Jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
I bet there were 5.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Walk-Ons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Coming down the stretch here at Walk-Ons in Brusly. Max, Scottish Open yesterday, getting ready for the Open this week, final major of the year. Chris Gotterup ends up winning by 2 strokes. Rory McIlroy, 2 strokes off the lead. We had some guys that were right there. At one point, when we made the turn yesterday, it was about 6 golfers that were all either 11 or 12 under at that point, and Gotterup ends up getting the win.
Yeah, it was competitive, good tournament. Chris Gotterup gets his second career PGA Tour win, but his first one was in an alternate field event, so this is a real step up for him. Former Rutgers and Oklahoma golfer, so another guy who's hit the transfer portal back in his college career. But
putted really well yesterday.
Yes, he was rock solid. Showed his mental fortitude and held off Rory, who just kind of stuck in neutral. Parred the last 10 holes when I expected him to make a bit of a move and win this golf tournament. But you've got some guys who are poised for maybe a good week next week, at the right time. Scotty Scheffler hit the ball great, just couldn't putt. We've seen him really struggle here in links golf overseas with slower greens. He's kind of struggled to putt here, so we'll see if that's a problem for him next week in Northern Ireland. But Xander Schauffele, the defending champion at the Open this year, he had a very solid showing, 9 under, finished T8. But just some guys that kind of linger. We had quite a few that were in the mix. Oberg, Hovland. We had Jake Knapp, who was in the mix and had a terrible showing on Sunday. Unfortunately, finished outside the top 20 even. Matt Fitzpatrick, who was another consensus pick of ours,
Fitzpatrick was going to
just out of it, 3 back to finish tied for 4th. But ultimately, a nice win for Gotterup, and we'll see how it translates to next week.
Where's the Open this year?
It's at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Most of the courses are in Scotland, but this is in Northern Ireland. The defending champion at this course was back in 2019. Shane Lowry won pretty resoundingly, and he was a fan favorite considering he's from the Republic of Ireland.
But shouldn't, for a guy like Scheffler, a really special American player, it's not that odd for this to be his toughest major to win, huh? With
Correct.
Some of the European players having played more rounds on these type of courses.
Europeans do tend to have a little more success, although we've seen a lot of American winners at the Open as of late, just because there's more class. There's better players in America, so we've seen some good success here. But this leaderboard was certainly
that's a snobby attitude, huh, Charlie? Well, go ahead, Mister.
The PGA Tour is
arrogant. Go ahead.
The PGA Tour is just the best tour right now. It's way better than the European Tour even used to be. It used to be a lot more level. Yeah, better than Live at this point. But only one American in the top 7 at the Scottish. And for what it's worth, when this tournament played here in 2019 at Portrush, I think there were only 3 Americans on that leaderboard in the top 10. So it has favored more of a European style of a golfer. So we'll see if that ends up coming true again this year. But I'm excited for this course. It's, to me, one of the better open rota courses just because it challenges you around the greens in ways that are different than maybe some of the older courses like St. Andrews and some of the others that we love because of how old they are, historic they are, but they're kind of there's too much wind that the distance really affects them.
Rory is won the British more than once?
He's won once, I believe.
Just once,
Yeah,
okay.
well.
When's the last time we had a repeat winner?
30.
Seems like a new face every
Long time. Yeah, for sure.
Nick Faldo, probably, if I had to guess.
He doesn't know Nick Faldo.
About halfway through the 8th round, still waiting on Jared Jones and a couple of the prospects out of the class. Thanks to folks here at Walk-Ons in Brusly for being our host today. Tomorrow, we are at Mike Anderson Seafood Wesley at Nicholson. For Jimmy, Max, Jordan back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer from SEC Media Days on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating,
All right, you guys have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks, Jordan.
Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life.